When we've completely finished the undercutting between the front and the back parts of the shirt all the way along, we can turn to the cuffs on either side. The first thing to do with the cuff is to establish this bottom edge here, the actual edge of the sleeve, and then we can undercut that in the same way that we did down here. So that's fairly straightforward. This bit of the cuff is easier here to undercut because it's across the grain. But it's the same sort of way. Remove the waist here, all the way back, and then with a flat chisel, clean that up. And then we can see the upper edge of this cuff, which we can set in once we've marked it with a straight chisel. And then we have the problem of excavating out here. Now a lot of it we can probably do with a narrow tool from this direction. Let's start up here. And we don't want to do more than we need to make the point. What we will need to do is undercut here and finish up into there. But we can do all this fairly easily to begin with. So let's just get on with that. So I've moved the carving a bit further on now, and I've been able to get a lot of this wood out here in this direction there. And I've come round and scooped this out. So now we have the edges all the way sorted. Now our main problem here is in this bit. This is really difficult, and you might think about opening this cuff a little bit in order to get in there. But I'm going to get a lot of it out again with this deep gouge here. But I think I'm going to find two things going to be very useful. One is this 45-degree skew chisel, which can come in from here and start taking that off there, but also can come in from here in this direction. Although you're going against the grain, if you do light taps with a mallet, you can nudge it against the grain quite well. So this tool would come in there, and then we're left with this bit here. And one of the best tools we're going to be able to use here will be a skew chisel. And it's really a matter of just picking this out. This is quite a tricky little thing, picking it out with the edge of the skew chisel, or with just small deep gouges, even smaller than this, smaller. There's a little small bent gouge I can get in here. So it's just a matter of working this out, getting that shadow in there, and then making sure everything's clean. And we want to get again the sense of this sleeve here, this inside part of the cuff, parallel, or certainly going into and not rising up too much, because this is at the back of the carving. And at this end here, if I can just take this off here, that was me just getting a line across here. This cuff comes down and round, and so the V groove comes along here, and then when it gets to the edge of the sleeve, it sort of just goes into this deep fold here where it's kinked over. So we should have a nice turn as we go over here. So it is a bit of a tricky carving, this bit. This is probably one of the trickiest bits of the carving, to get that out neat and tidy, but just have patience and quietly work away with whatever tools you have. See if we can get that nice sharp edge and some deep shadows here. You can see how undercutting really increases the sense of reality, even drama of the piece. So here it is finished. And then from here, our next job is to relieve this seam, this button seam, all the way up and bring it to the collar, because we need to turn to the collar next.